Okay, well, here's the problem that we have. I have no clue what I'm doing. The first thing is that I haven't uploaded at all on this second channel for like weeks and months. It feels like I haven't done anything on this channel at all. Kay's laughing at me from inside. Basically, Mum and Dad have gone away and they've asked me to water the plants, so I figured I would just do talking to myself while I'm watering the plants. But I figured I needed to water the plants anyway, and maybe this could be proof to my mum that I actually did water the garden while she was away. So I don't really know what my brain's going to think about, but I'm sure I'll come up with something interesting. The problem is with this is I basically have to hold it on for like 20 seconds. You'd think that the rain would do most of this work, but Mum says that the rain doesn't actually penetrate the soil, as in the water like hits it, but it doesn't go to the roots, which is the main issue. What was that? It's like moss falling off the sky, falling off the roof. Right, that will do. What do I want to talk about? Well, maybe I could talk about my frustrations in life right now. Some of you will know that I'm a Man United fan, and we're not signing anyone right now. And it looks like Arsenal are going to sign Victor Gyökeres, who is... The problem is, right, okay, for the guys watching this, and I don't know, maybe the girls, the biggest issue is when you get linked with a player, right? Certain player from a transfer, on a transfer from a certain club, and then obviously what do you do straight away? You go and look at all their highlights, right? You go look at all their highlights, and you basically fall in love with them and imagine them in, for me, a red shirt for Man United. And then 2 weeks later, lo and behold, what happens? There's a story that comes out and they're going somewhere else. And it just feels like you're being cheated on. So that's currently what I'm going through right now. I feel like Victor Gyökeres is basically cheating on me. Maybe by the time this video comes out he would have been announced, but it looks like that's going to be nailed on, unfortunately, for me. What is going on here? Oh, tell you what, this really is BTS, because, oh man, have I just... That wasn't me, was it? That fern is like... That wasn't me. Oh, thought I just killed a fern, like really badly. I know, I am getting in the pot. These ones I'm getting in the pot, so I just don't want to hurt them. One interesting thing you might like is that I started a company today. I filed on Companies House to incorporate a company called Wisdom and Worship. Worship and Wisdom. Worship and Wisdom, that's it. Worship and Wisdom Limited. Some of you might be asking why. What's that going to be for? Well, if you're watching this video... Oh, poo bums. Basically, I have a plan, which is that I just keep seeing tons of comments, right, from people who are like, Sam, like, what key are you playing in? What voicings do you do when you're doing your chords on the guitar? And I wish I could play piano like you, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I'm obviously self-taught. I've come up with a lot of the theory and like the concept, like the musical concept myself and how I play. Clearly people like the way it sounds. So my aim is eventually to be able to create some online courses, not like these stupid online courses that you know, some people put up, and they're just like sort of, you need to buy this and you need to scam a load of people and drop ship and do all that. Like, I get those things because people want to make money and that's exciting, and a lot of the entrepreneurial incels want to do that. But these courses are going to be literally, I want to be able to, if you watch these videos, to be able to genuinely come away and be able to play the piano or play the guitar. And I genuinely believe that's possible, hence why I want to do them. But the main issue is I just don't have a lot of time. I basically want to write out the course content like first to get an idea of like what lesson is going to be what. So for example, like lesson 1 is going to be theory. Oh no, in fact, lesson 1 is going to be like, why am I doing this? How is this going to benefit you? Where are you now? Where do we want to get to at the end? Who is this video or who is this lesson for? Who is this course not for? What are we going to aim? Like, what are the learning objectives that we want to come out at the end with achieving? And I want to start with piano because I genuinely believe if you can crack the piano, then you're basically guaranteed to be able to crack the guitar. And the theory basically translates across completely. So that's my plan, and I want to be able to do that, to literally pay a flat fee. You get access to the course, whether that's hosted on a platform like Patreon or on a different platform, I don't know, I need to look into it. I need to just record them first. But again, it's just like finding the time and actually going and doing it. So that's basically the reason why I've created the company name, because it's just way more beneficial to be able to do that under a limited company in the UK, and you get like benefits. So for example, if I wanted to buy a keyboard, so I could actually, rather than using my stupid little M audio one, if I actually wanted to buy a keyboard, say for example, to up my production quality, I could basically write that off against any revenue that I make through people buying the courses. And then that would mean it would just be way more tax efficient, and then my money would go further, which means I could make more videos, buy more stuff to make the production quality better. Even like, for example, one day, if I want to go and do live shows, like literally do Worship with Sam in person, go to a church, literally host like a Worship with Sam, and just have some spaces for people to come and worship the Lord with me, I could literally like write off the travel expenses against any revenue, which again means I wouldn't have to pay tax on that. And you know, there's just lots of benefits to doing it that way. So the thought of being able to start my own business at like 25 is pretty cool, and it's something I dreamt about and I never thought it would be possible, but here we are. And then I guess off the offshoot of that, from like a business perspective, I'm not sure if anybody really cares about business, but I'm just going to talk about it anyway because it's in my brain, is say for example, right, I'm going to start writing more songs because I want to write more songs. I want to put stuff on Spotify. That's also a really good form of revenue, which again means I can reinvest that back into the content. And also, I'm literally getting married in April. Being able to start a family is a massive goal of mine, and that needs to be funded somehow. So if I'm making music that people genuinely enjoy and brings them closer to the Lord, as Paul would say, if we're feeding you spiritually, feed us materially. Obviously that's a right, we don't have to take up that right, but it makes sense, at least in my head. And say for example, I'm writing, doing more stuff on Spotify and doing more songs. Eventually, I'm sure there will be other people who will want to write their own songs. And imagine being able to offer some form of mentoring or one-on-one coaching, even just giving feedback on music, or even if they're starting like a YouTube channel, or even like financial advice, not in like a buy this stock, but just like a, you know, even like life coaching, that type of thing. You know, I'd love to be able to offer out my time, to be able to meet people and to give advice, and to do that in more of a formal capacity, especially around like the music side. And again, being able to do that under a company name is way more beneficial rather than just doing it without any formal structure or plan in place. So all of that is going into my decision to create Worship and Wisdom Limited. So what else do I have to update you guys on? Oh, Kay's getting baptized on the 20th of July. So that's really fun. At our church in Cirencester. So she's currently going through like baptism classes at church. Not because you need to be qualified to get baptized, but our church is really good. It's just they want to make sure that you're really just working through the theology of baptism, understanding like what it means to get baptized, why we get baptized, the meaning of baptism. Yeah, that's basically what she's doing. So that's super exciting, praise God, on the 20th of July. So yeah, the Lord is just really good, and we're feeling super blessed right now. Work's going well. Therapy's going well. If you, like, again, I'm just gonna ramble here, but if you guys don't go to therapy, I'm just gonna say, you're missing out. Therapy, it's expensive, right? I pay £240 a month, but life-changing. Like, the amount of stuff that I learn just from externally processing and talking about things in my brain is wild. And the benefit of that it has across the rest of my life and my faith is unbelievable. Okay, so we're basically on the final stretch now of doing this garden. I haven't really used the best lens, really. This is like there's a cobweb there. It's quite a wide, punched in lens. Where should we do it? Should we do it there? That looks good. Yeah, it's quite a punched in lens, which isn't ideal when you're trying to do filming. But I don't have an ND filter adapter for my other lenses, so I'm having to use this. So hopefully it doesn't look so bad. Now I'm right in the weeds, trying to get some capture some nice footage for you. So the extent that I go to for YouTube and my subscribers. There you go. Is that that's not flat, that's the other way. That's flat. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Now let's walk. Oh gosh, I fell over. Let's walk through the cobwebs. Back over here. Oh, this is a very chaotic video and I have no idea how it's gonna look. Oh my word, that is full of water. I think I just drowned one. I fully just drowned one. That is not good. I'm sorry, Mum, I think I just drowned. What plant is that? Well, to be fair, the water will come out of the bottom, won't it? So I think it'll be all right. It's not like it's sitting in water. What was I saying? What on earth was I saying? Oh, yes. So obviously, it's pretty crazy. My main channel, right? My main channel was for worship videos, and I used to post stuff that wasn't worship videos, like Thoughts with Sam, and even Chats with Sam. And I went on a retreat with The Way UK, some of you might watch their videos, and there was a girl up there basically encouraged me and was like, Sam, you clearly have loads of thoughts and the Lord speaks to you. Like, why do you not talk about things on your platform anymore? And it was almost like Moses, you know, the Lord spoke to him and he was like, oh, I'm not eloquent in speech, like, please don't use me, use Aaron instead. And I don't know, I just felt convicted that maybe because I'm trying to keep my platform perfect and follow the algorithm and stuff, I'm not actually sharing with what the Lord's telling me about and convicting me on. And I clearly have thoughts, right, that the Lord gives me from the Bible, from talking, from externally processing and doing all that. So the problem I have is that obviously I have the main channel, which is very, nicely created. It has its aesthetic. The algorithm knows what I do, worship videos once every 2 weeks, once a week, and pushes my videos out. And if I do a Thoughts with Sam, it just doesn't go anywhere because the algorithm isn't set up for it. So I'm like, okay, well maybe I need to create another channel for my podcasty type things. And the Lord's been so amazing in connecting me up with some truly wonderful, amazing, influential people who I would literally love to interview and talk to. But I'm like, okay, but what is the medium to do that? Do I do it on my main channel? Do I do it on this channel? Do I then, how do I title the videos? I don't know, I'm just really quite confused. So if you are watching this far and you're enjoying me water my garden, I really appreciate it. First of all, if you drop a like, because it really helps the channel. Secondly, subscribe if you haven't, because again, in fact, subscription doesn't really matter. For you page, if you're actually interested in the video, we'll push it anyway. But if you subscribe, I'm really happy. And thirdly, let me know in the comments if you have any advice on how or where I should post any type of like podcasty type videos, because I really want to post, like I want to do some interviews. I want to interview Mum, I want to interview Dad, I want to interview Kay, I want to interview my friend Ben, and like, even if God willing, he opens some doors to be able to interview even like politicians down the line and people in churches who I really value and respect, like Derek Mack or other people like that. And I don't know, right now I just don't feel like I have really an avenue to do that. I don't have any motivation to it, just because the platform isn't necessarily built yet to be able to do that. So I don't know, if people have advice, I'd really appreciate it, because I really respect your guys' opinion and you guys really help me out. And you have done for many years. Like around my main channel, when I was really like at a crossroads before, and people gave me advice on what to do and how I should approach things. And yeah, so the end to this point is basically, if you guys have thoughts about how I should approach doing other types of content like podcasts and that type of thing, please drop a comment, because I would really appreciate it. I was thinking before I quickly end this video, because I'm literally nearly done, and that means I can go eat my tea with my lovely fiance and watch The Chosen before I sleep, is theology, right? I love theology. I love talking about the Bible. I love thinking about the Bible because it's the truth. And right now, Kay and I are going through the book of Romans again, and I'm listening, as I always do, to John Piper's series through the book of Romans. Seems like I've been doing that for years now, and that's because I have been. And one of my thoughts has been, and it's funny because I literally got to this in the middle of one of John Piper's talks. He was saying how Martin Luther spoke about the book of Romans, and basically his request or his encouragement to Christians was that it's a book that every single Christian should almost know off by, well, not even almost know. He said every single Christian should know off by heart. And obviously that's quite convicting, it's quite a challenge. And that we should daily fill our lives with it. And then that basically brought me round to a hunch, well not a hunch, but a thought that I've been having, which is that I genuinely could not recommend John Piper's series through the book of Romans, of which he did over 200 episodes week by week, preaching through the book of Romans. And I'm at chapter 11 right now. No, I'm not. I'm at chapter 10 right now. So I've got like 6 chapters left. And I'm just thinking how even when I get to the end, I think I'm just going to go back to the beginning. Because, you know, each sermon is 40 minutes long, 40 minutes to an hour long. And I don't often finish one in one sitting. That's basically a podcast episode, right? Every single time. So it basically means that I can listen to one a day or half of one a day, and it's just so easily accessible every single day to listen to a bit of it, and it genuinely just fills my mind with so much truth, and I learn so much from it. So that was a thought I've been having, that I'm going to daily be listening to the book of Romans, probably until I die, which is quite fun, isn't it? And yeah, I'd encourage you guys to do the same. And the last thing I'll say before I literally end, because I'm literally I'm on the last pot, praise the Lord, is if you guys haven't already, please watch, I think, I've forgotten what their last name is. I think it's the Joseph brothers, something on YouTube. They're like this Christian bunch of chads, right? They're in there, I don't even know if they're at uni or whatever in America, but they just make some of the funniest content, and they're Christians, and it's a bit like Dude Perfect. Like, there's just something about those types of men who just want to make YouTube videos, and they're big groups of people, and they just have fun, and they have banter, and they often incorporate sport or some other pop culture-y type stuff, and it's just really good watch. I think they're called the Joseph Brothers. I'm pretty certain that's what they're called. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but If you're in America, I'm sure you already watched them or you've heard of them, but maybe just type it in on YouTube and maybe you'll see them. But anyway, I'm done. I've literally finished now. So with that, thanks for watching. I would spray the screen, but I'm not going to because it will ruin my camera. Okay, goodbye. Ooh.